According to tradition, concubines of the deceased royal, upon reaching an age where they can no longer bear children, may receive money to leave the harem and live freely, another form of the Sultan's mercy. Many of the former king's concubines have already met the conditions, but no one dares bring it up with the Sultan. How do you handle these petitions? At least they can be free. You pretended to meticulously handle the procedures for these women according to ancient traditions. When the Sultan asks, you'll say, I believe the merciful Supreme Sultan will continue the former king's mercy just as the sun rises every day. Asal visits with some leaves of the manuscript. He spreads the sheets of the minuscule script before you. You pick one up and find it filled with entries, each term followed by its pronunciation, appearance, use. Just these few pages alone explain hundreds of things in the world. Imagine I would show these to anyone outside of my family. He lifts his chin, plainly proud. The Anglers is a livelihood to me, and I do it well. The encyclopedia, this is my life. Then he points to the very last entry on the last sheet. Lord of Rebels, powerful being from another world, lures humans into their feast through ambiguities. 3 times they devour their shells. The entry even describes the Lord's appearance and how to defeat them. You are qualified to join my work, to leave your name in the greatest enterprise in the world. He looks at you in the eyes. In the future, if you encounter anything remarkable, call me to take a look, and I'll record it in the encyclopedia. He gathers the pages, bows with measured grace, and takes his leave. Perhaps you can try contributing entries to him. Who knows what secret future they may lead towards. You now have the ability to contribute to Rasul's encyclopedia. Someone knocks on your door, eerily stating, "The demon resides in your heart. It will corrode you, control you, and finally devour your soul, making you a puppet of its will. Only I can help you. Only I can." His eyes twitch nervously. "Let me cut open your chest. Let me help you remove it." I can let him do surgery on me. I can tell him he's mistaken me for someone else, or I can presumably call the guards on him. I'm going to tell him that he's mistaken me for someone else. You chased the lunatic away. Whether it was his gibberish or not, you spent the next few days feeling terribly ill, often hearing the hollow echo of your own heartbeat at night, as if someone was lightly knocking on the door of your soul, thumping and thumping. Well, that's not spooky at all. Another of the regular challenges has come for us, and Faraj has put them in the ground, and this time we did have a bloodshed card that needed to be broken. Easy enough. Faraj knocks on your door once again. This time he comes to your side, severely solemn. "After that day I thought about it." He looked straight into your eyes and said, "I thought day and night for 3 days. You must be right. But if I see you as a brother, then what are these uncontainable excitements and heartbeats when I'm near you?" He looks at you with fanatical eyes. "I figured it out. You must be your wife. I love her, and that must be the only explanation. I can either pretend he never admitted this to me, or I can suggest that we find happiness together. Let's try. Dear brother, we've shared our hardships. Why not share our joy as well?" Time for a new Sultan's card. A stone carnality. Ultimately, human wisdom prevailed. You successfully located the wolf's lair, forcing the Wolf King to confront you directly. It's check time. I love it when it just says check time. Well, I think we've done it, just by a little. Perfectly killed the Wolf King, hunted down the pack. Faraj and Zaki are, of course, incredibly good at combat at this point, so it wasn't much of a struggle for them. This Amulet of Winds allows you to bind a powerful air spirit that will unleash tempests at your commands, earning its freedom in exchange. Love it or hate it, it's time for a check. You need at least 1 success to summon a tornado, but the more successes we get, the stronger the tornado will be. We got 11. I believe it works in multiples of 5, so there's not a huge amount of reason to keep re-rolling past that point. elemental royal spirit. The wind elemental prince has answered your summons. With your permission, he will tear the skies asunder to indulge his desires in the material world. Required a huge tornado. All things in the world are chronicled in this encyclopedia. A game fit for the Sultan. You suddenly flash the Sultan card, and Asal jumps in genuine surprise. Quickly assure him you mean no harm, not here to embarrass him or set his shop ablaze. You only want him to see whether this item deserves a place in the encyclopedia. He adjusts his glasses, studying the card carefully. I feel a peculiar magic in it, yet its power does not come from mere sorcery. The rules of the game are what merit recording. Ponders, sorts his thoughts, and finally shakes his head with a wry smile. Whether the world should ever know this game, I cannot say. I am but a chronicler, and you, having lived it, what do you think? You answer only with a silence thick with meaning. We've got another chapter in the encyclopedia. A tempest born of the amulet of the wind, capable of scourging entire swathes of land. It's a consumable that gives 30 combat, but it is also a troop. Meaning if we ever need to take on an army, we can use it. Once again, we've gone to collect Aether from Mahir. It has gone absolutely swimmingly, as expected of our best. On the street, a peculiar man stops you and invites you to join a mysterious game. He tells you that if you successfully complete it, you'll receive a rare treasure. The game is very simple, with every step clearly written in this ancient manual. I can join the challenge, drive him away, or introduce him to the Sultan. I'm not convinced it isn't a scam. We'll join in anyway. You were born to challenge various games. Take the ancient scroll from his hand and follow the ritual steps one by one. First, extinguish all the lamps in your house on a moonless night. Close all the doors and windows. No light, no sound. Face in the corner and silently count 50 numbers. When you feel a breeze touch the back of your neck, you have to go. To find a place to hide and play hide and seek with the wind. You seem to hear the sound of a child's silver bell-like laughter. Is she come to find you? Gained an insight, apparently. First half of that really made me feel like I was getting robbed. Many days ago, our political rival Norfolk left us a note in a book. In truth, we were quite busy at the time, and it had since slipped my attention as it filtered to the bottom of a long list of priorities. But now, we've a little time to spare, and it's far past time we followed up with it. We sent some people to investigate the address on the note, and they took some time before revealing that, hidden behind some twists and turns, the remote mansion actually belongs to Norfolk. I feel a slight stir. Was leaving this note negligence, coincidence, or fate for the willing? You might watch Norfolk's movements these days. Maybe he'll really... Interesting. That seems to be all for now. Your fingers brush over the weathered mud bricks of the abandoned mansion. Dust falls. An ancient, ominous air rises with it. It is said that none who dare enter escape certain doom. What makes you think you would be any different? Bad luck is just an excuse for the weak. You broke into the decaying mansion, torch in hand, to light everything up and, if necessary, to burn everything down. You discovered something. Deep inside the mansion, the wet stench of rust and blood smothers you like a chthonic kiss. The cold wind blows from deeper within, and the flickering candlelight illuminates a corner of the heavy, moth-eaten curtains. Bloodstains meander. Before your eyes is a crime scene. No, not only that. As you stare at the crimson, so wantonly painted all over, the colour twists and struggles as if alive. An endless cacophony of screams and cries echo in your skull, begging you, cursing you, rejecting you, binding you. You do not recognize the symbols, and there is no doubt they form part of some evil ritual. Perhaps a scholar would be able to discern what they mean, how to disrupt them. We found traces of black magic. These trapped vengeful souls, you do not know how to set them free. They torment your nerves, leaving you feeling weak and dizzy. You cannot go on like this. You know you have to get out of here before the fire goes out, where you are consumed by the hatred. We brought some very skilled magicians with us. You successfully escaped the haunted mansion. First rays of sunlight gently caress you, melting away the coldness that was seeping into your soul. You again walk in the world of the living. A poor man complains, saying he helped his brother with all his assets to start a business, which prospered. However, the brother now refuses to share the profits. Now the brother is rich, while he struggles even to provide for his daughter. The merchant angrily insists the borrowed money was long ago repaid in full. We can blame the merchant, blame the poor man, offer to support the man ourselves, or offer to support just his daughter. We're currently absolutely swimming in wealth, so why not? You have no intention of judging these two's actions, but you happen to have some spare money on hand. He gave the poor man a smile. We've gained some renown for helping the poor, and this time, we have our pure thoughts to make a little more pure. And then we immediately read a book on cults. Courage becomes more sociable and a little bit more magical. Deeds have earned the righteous path's favor. Pray, miracles will occur. Fire of purification has appeared. Your informant reported that Norfolk indeed went to the secluded mansion. Perhaps it's time to investigate. His political adversary, a silver courtier at least, has always opposed you. Indeed, the Sultan's card grants you extraordinary authority. You could legally eliminate him using the bloodshed card. You wonder if he even comprehends the concept of fear. Or we could go and talk to him. Bloodstains, footprints, hints to heinous crimes. Is it too late to find the truth? After pulling down the heavy curtains, pale sunlight finally shines into the decaying mansion. You sneak in quietly again in search for truths that have yet to fade away. Rely on your influence. You were quite influential in the city. On the day of the investigation, a servant who claims to have served in that mansion comes to you. He divulges certain secrets to you and provides you with an irrefutable piece of evidence. You are the only one who can give justice to the young women who perished there. The culprit behind all this is in fact a well-respected judge. Those twisted bloody symbols deep in the haunted mansion are disturbing. What are they? You draw from memory the runes you glimpsed deep in the mansion. They're crooked and incomplete. Perhaps someone can recognize their origin. After a whole day of careful investigation, you finally catch a clue. Someone has seen a similar symbol somewhere in the dark alley. She marks the location for you on the map. If you feel that you're ready to face the deepest darkness, terror, and death, you can go and investigate. We've gone to the prison once more. This time, instead of asking for a Sultan's pardon, we found somebody in a prison that we know who only requires enough money to get the charges dropped. He's unruly in the cell, fighting. If you do not come, the guards might have killed this mad woman within days. Everyone knows what kind of game you're playing. Those who fall into your hands seldom meet gentle fates. Ignoring the whispers behind your backs, you unlock her chains. The woman studies you for a long moment, but decides to leave the hopeless prison in your company. Clearly, the leader of the Vagrants does not share your views. She snarls that you tricked her into capture, now that neither she nor the Vagrants you toyed with will ever turn around and play your twisted game. Doing this for your sake, Raid. You told her that if you hadn't dispersed those Vagrants, they might well have been slaughtered by other armies, and she would have died in a ditch. After a bout of haggling, she agrees to help you, as long as you help the Vagrants in return. Raid is now free of prison, after we admittedly got her arrested breaking up some Vagrants she was leading. There's a proposal for a new system designed by honest and intelligent people. It aims to limit officials' power through constraints between different governmental departments and officials, taking advantage of their selfish nature of fearing responsibility. It will also enhance the treatment of low-ranking officials, preventing them from having to rely on bribery for a living. So it's a win-win proposal. The only problem is, of course, that it requires money. A lot of the Empire's money. And yet I am the designer of this Empire now. The greatest creation is the system. Buildings decay, artwork will be smashed, even gold is recast. But an excellent system will be passed down from generation to generation, along with my name, of course. We've gained everyone's approval, though, once more, the budget deficit has increased. With her messy hair, crooked teeth, and lack of sophistication, one could argue that Raid is nowhere near conventionally attractive, but her crooked smile and the mace in her hands makes one overlook these flaws. I feel like the writers didn't get to look at her artwork. Like, look at her. She's stunning. Beat the shit out of me any day. He recently discovered that the soldiers' training performances have been extremely slack. Upon investigation, he found out that someone has been spreading an evil belief among them, teaching them to seize the comfort and glory of this world, and not worry about the crises and depravity of the afterlife. I can kill one as a warning to the others, we can pray to exercise the belief, we can reiterate discipline, or we can let things drift. Let's go to church about it. Immaculate Purity. With so many followers of the Immaculate Purity, it might actually stick. If they were fearing my discipline, they wouldn't be doing it already, but I don't really want to kill one. He gathered all the soldiers and held a public prayer session with the priest. He warned everyone not to indulge in their current joy and overlook the loss of their soul's integrity, suffering in hell after death. Soldiers confessed their sins and swore not to repeat them. Gained renown. The unusual evil atmosphere in the haunted mansion is disturbing, as you can seek help from the purest order. Draw the runes you glimpsed deep in the mansion from memory. They're crooked and incomplete, but High Priest Iman recognizes them at a glance. They're part of some kind of sorcery spell. These dark apostates dare to sacrifice to the devil so blatantly by the royal capital. The temple cannot tolerate such blasphemy. But in order to catch them, all in one fell swoop, Priest Iman cannot make a move himself. He hands you a white honey amber orb, hoping that you can find the cultists hidden in the city. You know that such an orb can dispel all evil forces, just as the purists banish the cultic god into the void. For it, the vengeful spirits of the mansion will have nowhere to hide. Even the magician behind it all will have no choice but to surrender. However, blessed though it is still of this earth. If darkness stains it, even just by a little, it will lose its purity and perfection. It will lose its power and grow dim, becoming just an ordinary rock. Perhaps... Oh, forgive a man's insatiable greed. Such beautiful orbs. Perhaps you're entitled to 2 of them? Iman looks at you evenly, his amber eyes as calm as an ancient well. You're ready to face any questioning, your reasons sufficient. But without uttering a word, as if already seeing through them all, he simply gives you another holy orb. You happily thank him, promise that you will resolve matters at the mansion, and bring in those wretched cultists. You'll bring them here to face God and teach them a lesson they would never forget. You have solid evidence that a legal official has committed a crime. This is also the leverage you can use to control him and make him work for you. You decide to kill this sinner. Amur cries bitterly before the evidence you show him, begging for your forgiveness. However, those women who had the right to forgive are long dead, and all you can do is send him to them. Raj and Amur are now engaged in a duel.